You're watching Bailey Deitz.
A big development project for East Moline is starting to take shape. Good evening, I'm Bailey Deitz. Turnout is expected to be high in the primary this year. This record-breaking morning, Greg, is all the talk here for us.
It is.
The answer right now is cash is best.
The Republican caucus goers have a ballot where they will choose their candidate.
Well, the home is basically leveled. Only a few boards left standing when we arrived. Debris all over the place. Right here it looks like it could be the front door to the home.
So if a property owner spent $20,000 on a project, they'd be reimbursed $10,000 on the cost. This legislation also bans people from sending video and picture messages.
And take a look at all the setup here. We've got the canned goods, some green beans, corn, pineapple. And they've got a lot of work ahead of them tonight. We're live in Davenport. Bailey Deitz, KWQC, TV6 News.
Well, we saw just a fraction of the destruction left behind from two of the tornadoes that Eric just mentioned. Tonight, we take a look at more of those rural areas with quite a few farms and homes impacted.
I heard a whistle, then I heard a big clash, strike of lightning, and just like an uplift of a gush of wind.
The sound of the storm, nothing compared to the aftermath Jody Esbaum is now looking at.
Totally devastated. Took my farm, everything I've worked for, and just a flash.
7 outbuildings on her farm near Bennett, Iowa.
I said, is my big barn still standing?
Crumbled to the ground.
Extremely scary.
Scattered across her property and across the highway in seconds. But the home, while damaged, still stands.
Oh, I'm hoping my house is savable and that I can still stay here because this means the world to me.
With a lot of cleanup ahead, an outpouring of support is keeping her spirits high.
It won't bring me down.
Near Eldridge, another family is dealing with damages when the chimney created an unwanted skylight after crashing down through the kitchen.
Couldn't believe it.
Steve Johnston and his wife got down to the basement just in time. Outside, there's more damage on their Century farm.
And it was facing this way, so I took it, swung it around that way. And it was sliding from one of those blocks already, going that direction.
A trailer toppled, along with augers tipped over. The sheer force of the wind ripping off barn roofing and taking out trees.
Yeah, we got a little work to do now, cutting up.
Like others impacted by the tornadoes that moved through, Johnston says it's terrible, but there's so much to be thankful for.
But thank God nobody got hurt.
I think that a lot of people take breathing for granted.
The coughing and wheezing started for Aria Womack at a young age of just 8 months, the beginning of numerous attacks.
I woke up to Aria blue. She was stiff. She was unconscious, and her lips were black.
And many trips to the ER.
I would say this is probably her 17th hospital visit.
More in her 2.5 years than most people in their lifetime. And each time Aria's had to fight for air, it's terrifying for her parents and siblings.
I'm helpless, and I'm supposed to be her dad, you know, I'm supposed to be her Superman, you know, her hero, but I can't help her.
The walls of the University of Iowa Hospital,
Aria. Hey, baby.
are familiar surroundings. This little one keeps her favorite blanket and toys close, along with a breathing machine.
Can you tell them what this is?
It's my sheen.
Your sheen. Yeah, don't lick it. And where does it go? Right here?
For her mother, asthma is all too familiar. This condition runs in her family. Aria's is considered life-threatening.
It's gut-wrenching, to be honest.
Things are a lot better than they used to be, and I think there's more awareness. There's better medications available, but you know, mortality was a risk, you know, certainly for asthma, and it continues to be a risk.
Making it worse, she has problems with sleep apnea, likely inherited from Dad.
Tonsil removed, the adenoids, you know, different inhalers and machines.
You feeling okay today? Oh, good.
Still a bit young to fully voice what she's feeling, which is hard to imagine when this tenacious toddler is having a good day.
Dad!
That tickles.
Aria's mom and dad say her resilience makes the situation a little easier to handle, even though doctors have pretty much exhausted treatment options.
And nothing's even working, nothing's getting better.
But Aria has an army of supporters.
You know, we're by our daughter's side.
And she's a trooper, even has beads of bravery to prove it.
Look. Yeah, do you love them?
Each representing something different, from treatments to transport.
Oh, remember when you took a ride in the helicopter? Yeah. Look.
Doctors say seasons and environmental triggers likely play a role. There's hope Aria's asthma will improve, or maybe she'll grow out of it and be able to live with fewer limitations.
A lot of times with asthma, it can change over time.
Whether or not that happens for Aria down the road, for now, she's clearly not letting it stifle her spirit.
She's 2 and she's very spunky and very sweet and sassy all at the same time.
Oh, goodness.
You're exhausted.
No, tired.
Cold weather safety, where you can go if you need a warm place to stay. And along with the plunging temperatures in the QCA today, there's a new layer of snow. Take a look at current road conditions. And good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Bailey Deitz.
And I'm Teresa Bryant. So glad you could join us for Quad Cities Today weekend, where we are starting off on a very cold note.
Yeah, dangerously cold temperatures.
And
with a fresh layer of snow, we want to look at road conditions this morning in the QCA. In Iowa, we have partially covered roads around the Metro Quad Cities. Those are in the blue. You want to watch out for any pink areas. Those are completely covered roads. On the Illinois side, in the Metro, the roads have patches of ice and snow indicated. Those are the yellow areas, and the red areas show those are completely covered by snow and ice right now. So use caution if you're out on the roadways, and remember, once the temperature is below -6, many salt and brine treatments will no longer be effective. Well, the weather is putting a hold on treating residential streets in Davenport. Public Works says they will not treat those this weekend because of the extremely cold temperatures. The director says roads will be safer if the city waits to salt and plow. They say treating residential roads now will cause glazing and make roads icier. Crews will be out as soon as weather conditions improve. And in Joe Daviess County, blowing snow and frigid temps has kept deputies from responding to non-emergency calls. Since last night, the Sheriff's Department has only been responding to emergencies. The department planned to reevaluate this morning and follow up with non-emergency calls when it's safe. Due to some road conditions and the cold, there are a number of church and event cancellations today. We have those scrolling at the bottom of your screen. But for a full list, check out our weather app or go to our website, kwqc.com.
Well, we were in Walmart for about 40 minutes and came out to probably 2 inches of snow on the car. Clinton is getting plummeted right as we speak.
Some of you may have been a little caught off guard by how quickly that snow piled up overnight. Viewer Mary Holzerlin sent this video from Clinton. You can see the roads there were covered, but crews have been hard at work to clear the way. As people across the QCA brace for this weekend's bitter cold, we caught up with people gassing up their cars. Several told us the weather is just part of living in the Midwest.
Well, I like the cold weather. It's not too bad. I was born and raised here, and I'm used to it, and I just look at it like this. Some places is a lot worse, so the cold weather doesn't bother me.
And if you need to get out of the cold, warming centers are open across the Quad Cities. Christian Care Shelter in Rock Island is one that serves as a place to go. They also provide food, warm clothing, and shelter for those in need. As we deal with bitter cold, a winter storm stretching coast to coast is causing a traffic and travel nightmare the last weekend before Christmas. As Chris Pallone reports, at least 3 people have died from weather-related crashes.
Tonight, brutal winter weather is causing heartache and headaches across much of the country.
Welcome back. Well, this cold weather definitely doesn't make you want to head out for any reason, especially not to go for a run, right?
Makes you want to bundle up and stay indoors, right?
Yes. But some 10,000 runners dressed as Santa Claus and his elves took part in this annual fundraising race in Madrid over the weekend. A sea of red ran through the streets of the Spanish capital. Fake snow added to the festival holiday atmosphere.
You can see there's a lot of enthusiasm out there on the street.
Yes, those look like some comfy suits, though. Not too bad for taking a jog.